Welcome back to the Comic Book ASM Artist. Today we are using the new Blue Yeti mic, so I hope you'll enjoy. And we're doing another comic book haul video, and I've got quite a bit of stuff. We had some snowstorm stuff, so I wasn't able to go over to my shop the previous week, or the previous 2 weeks ago, so I have my books from there. So I'll show those off first, and then we'll move on to some other items. First off, we got Spider-Man number 15 with his nice Paulo Rivera cover. And we have some Chris Bocciolo art here. And Chris really likes to do a lot of like intricate stuff like this. So I think for this particular story, they probably contacted him because they know he has a penchant for drawing scales and things like that. I remember when he drew Captain America for the Marvel Knights line, and he really had fun with his scale mail then. So, looks good. His style is a bit different than your typical artist, so some people don't like it. It's very stylized. I'm sure things are being picked up quite a bit differently with this mic. So it looks like I had them in reverse. So here's 14. This one is art by Bocciolo as well, it looks like. And they're setting up the event, Spider-Man Hunted, I believe what it's called. And it seems like every, I don't know, maybe 7. It seems like they did something kind of similar a while back ago. It was either right before I moved here or right after I moved here. I remembered reading. It was like a gauntlet that Spider-Man had gone through. And it was also drawn by Bocciolo as well, if I remember. So I don't know if they're trying to re-invoke feelings from that or not. Next is Avengers 14, and they're gearing up for the War of the Realms. Looks like we have some Blade action in this one. I know they recently inducted him into the Avengers a few issues ago, which is interesting. I wonder if they're trying to set something up for him cinematically, whether, on a streaming service or, on the big screen. So, we'll see, I guess. Next, I've got Avengers number 15. Oh, okay, they just put it here. I was looking here for the artist and I didn't see it, so David Marquez is doing the art in this one. I believe he did in the previous one too. I didn't look though. Anytime I see Cap in a book, though, I'm immediately interested, as he's my favorite hero, as I've said quite a few times before. He hasn't really had a good book recently, but I still like the character. He will always be bigger than anyone tries to write him as. Whatever ideals they try to give him, I'll always have my certain view of him. Next, we have The Immortal Hulk, number 13. See an accolade down here. It says Best Book of 2018. It's pretty cool. It's definitely one of the more interesting ones, I will have to say. It's gone on a tangent that I wasn't expecting, I'll tell you that much. It's really, really bizarre. But I mean, the fact that this is like the Hulk coming back from the dead every single night is pretty odd too. So I guess the initial premise is pretty weird, but I mean, look at this. This is some really bizarre stuff. I never thought I would see a Hulk book that was skewed pretty heavily in horror. Next is Thor, number 10. By Mike Del Mundo is the artist here. I really wonder if he paints this or if this is done digitally or it's a combination of both. His style is really interesting to me. I haven't quite worked out how he's done it. Next we have Iron Man number 8. Really like this cover here. Interesting concept with him being in a glass of alcohol. I think this arc is called Digital Demon in a Bottle, if I remember. I guess not, but I could have sworn that's how they try to market this. A lot of this book has been taking place in AI interface. Previous arc they had, like, there was a launch of like an online virtual reality thing that they had put together, and you know, pretty much a bad guy went in there and threatened the lives of probably millions of people. By even when Tony had tried to kick everyone from the servers, he was getting people in through a back door. I'm trying to remember who it was. I want to say it was Machine Man, but I don't remember. It was this guy right here, but I can't remember what his name is. Alright, next I got, this finally came in the mail for me. This is Mike S. Miller's Lone Star from Indiegogo. I think it's still available, I'm not quite sure. I'll leave a link below if it is. There's his signature there. So, he recently exited the current professional industry, I guess, so he's ventured out to do his own thing. He's a very conservative individual and has some very staunch beliefs, and I guess that the companies weren't a huge fan of that, at least from what I've heard. I'll deny things otherwise. I'm not 100% on it. I wasn't in the room type of situation, but so this is his original character here, Lone Star. He's been working on this for quite a while. You can check out his channel as well, Blacklist Universe. He does daily streams. He does drawing streams and other random like hangout sessions and stuff like that. And let's see, I'm trying to find a page in here. I saw like this really cool double page spread he had in here. Oh, I guess this was it here. So yeah, they fight like these supernatural beings. I think this one is vampires in particular, but I think they take on other entities as well. And then there's a preview for his upcoming book that he's written, but he's not doing the artwork in, which I wish he would, but it's okay. It still interests me. It's kind of like another take on the Fantastic Four a little bit. But I'm sure there's more of a nuance to it, but that's just like an elevator summary. So I'm interested in this. I do wish Mike well in his endeavors. I know he's made a few enemies and stuff, but I am very supportive of him. Oh yes, also too, everyone who backed the book's name is in here, and mine is right there. Part of the Lone Star Squadron. We have like a dog tag number and everything, so pretty cool. And then it came with a little card in the vein of the old Marvel Universe cards. And then it came with a little Christmas card, postcard he had done, and it's got like Cyber Frog on there, Bigfoot Bill. It's the Jawbreakers guys. I believe that's Brand up there. Umbrella Guy, he's a YouTube personality. Critius is Detective Dead. Cecil, Red Rooster, and I don't remember a couple of these others here, but it's okay. But quite a few creations there, so. But I know his most recent work he had done was the Injustice series for DC, so check that out. I think it's the earlier volumes. Okay. Move on to my other box from my local shop. Alright, so here's The Batman Who Laughs, number 3. more art by Jock here. And I'm trying to remember exactly what's going on in the book, but I really can't quite figure it out. I believe like the Batman Who Laughs is still around, but then he got infected. So he's like trying to stave off the infection, maybe. But then there's another Batman, this one with all the guns here, who's coming, and he's from another dark multiverse as well. I'm trying to remember what he's called, but I can't remember. And I got Action Comics number 1007. I missed out on the Epting cover, unfortunately. And I actually like the cover a lot better than the interiors, even though Epting has done both. I don't know, I think the coloring has maybe put it off a little bit. I'm used to more muted colors with him, I guess. And it seems like his inking's a little heavier. So I'm not really sure. It says art though, so he inked it as well, but I don't know, it seems really heavy. I do like Epting, and I look forward to what he continues to do with Superman. I definitely want to see him do more of the, I guess, AAA characters like this. His run on Captain America is still the run to beat in the industry right now for the character. Next is Dick Tracy, number 4. And this is the conclusion of this arc, and then they're doing another one with Omeg is going to be drawing and writing it. Next is Spawn Kills Everyone, number 3. The nice Infinity Gauntlet throwback there. And this book is really ridiculous. I read the other 2 parts since the previous video, I guess. So basically the chibi Spawn here ate a bunch of junk food, and the result was it gave him really bad gas that resulted in birthing all these little mini spawns. and he's been having difficulty trying to get his kill numbers up. So all of his baby spawns combined into a little bit bigger versions of themselves, and they've been helping him with his kill list. So this is really silly and random, but that's fun. Next is Damage number 14 by Aaron Lepresti. And I'm going to be meeting him at Emerald City, so I will be getting some stuff signed. And I'll make sure to get a book signed for you all as well for our 1,000 subscriber contest whenever we finally get there. But we can't get there without your help, so if you haven't subscribed, I encourage you to. Makes more content like this possible. We finally upgraded to a nicer mic. We'll be doing some ASMR comic gaming too soon. I'm going to be doing some retro stuff because, you know, there's a lot of people doing like the Spider-Man gameplay and stuff like that. And I don't want to give people the same stuff they're already seeing everywhere else, so. And here's Turtles number 91. Because there's not another Shredder in Hell out yet. Thought there would be, but it's all good. I'm sure this will all come to a head and overlap. Typically that's what happens. If you follow all the books, it's just like bonus story, and it all connects. But it's written in such a way that you don't have to read all the titles. But if you do, it's like you get rewarded for it, you know, so that's why I read them all. Next is Mage number 4. This is his final arc with this character, and then I think he'll be officially done with it. He's been working on Mage for about 30 years. It hasn't been consecutive in a row issues, I don't believe. But this has been, I don't know if this is his most cherished creation. I'm still not super familiar with the character. But I got this issue for him to sign for, like I said, for our 1,000 sub giveaway when we do get there. So this was bought for one of you. Then we have Nightwing number 57. And I believe this is an homage to another cover as well. I could be wrong. But I know whenever the Joker had his face cut off, there was a similar situation with him. So that is, quote unquote, the Joker's daughter, I believe. Yeah. So she, if I remember, she was like a homeless person who found his face when it washed up in the sewers, maybe. And then she ate part of it or something gross. And then she was just obsessed with the Joker. And she considers herself to be the Joker's daughter. So, really weird. I don't know if they retconned any of that or not. I know that they put out basically 2 specials in one, kind of retold a little bit and changed her origin, but I can't remember if what I remembered was the retconned origin or not. But it's really bizarre, I know that. Here you got Batman number 65. This is part 2. So I have to hit them up for the Flash issue. That wasn't in my stuff. I did ask for the full story, so hopefully I'll be able to get in contact with him for that. This is a crossover, and it spills over into the Heroes in Crisis book. And then I got a second copy for Chris Burnham to sign for you guys. And we got Superman number 8. This is the Liefeld cover. We got Turtles Urban Legends, number 10. Looks like we have a Savage Dragon cameo in this one. And I know we did a crossover book with them too. Like I think it was a mini series, but I could be wrong. And then I got Detective Comics, number 998. Man, I don't know who did the cover on here. So we see Hugo Strange in this issue. Oh, it looks like Doug Mankey did the cover as well, and I thought that was right, but I wasn't sure. Then I went to Half Price Books, and I got a couple just random things that I found. The first one is really nostalgic for me. I remember my brother used to have this, the Time and Time Again event that spanned all of the Superman books at the time in the 90s. I think it was in maybe 1990, 91. And back in the day, they used to number the issues here as they came out across the whole line. So like the Action Comics would have 11 here, even though the issue would be whatever it was. So it would be a way for collectors to keep track of the chronological order. So it was really nice. But yeah, I remember this image. Obviously, it's really striking. Stopping a bomb with the swastikas and everything on it. And he travels all throughout time. I remember there was like a caveman one he had done, and then there was one where he was in the circus as Samson, I believe. And those are the main two ones I remember. I don't know if he ever collected the whole event or not, but it's definitely one I would like to pick back up. It is one of my earlier memories for sure. But I guess really the main thing with the newsprint is it does fade after a while, I guess. But this wasn't bagged or boarded either, so colors would probably be a little brighter. But it all depends. Is it worth spending $4 to $5 on a book? That's the big question. Granted, for like mine, I spend literally half of my cover price on making the book. But people like DC and stuff, you know, they have their certain printers, and I'm sure they give them a price break and all that. I'm just a little guy. Next, I got another one for you guys. This is Scarlet #1. Not really a preference for mine. I haven't read it yet either. But Alex Malev is gonna be at the convention, and I don't have any other books really. I got my trade for him to sign for me, but I couldn't find any back issues in good shape of Daredevil, or else I would have gotten one of those for you all. But this is what I found, so it is Scarlet #1. So I'm not really familiar with this character or anything. I mean, it definitely still looks interesting. But like I said, I don't have any background on the character or anything like that. And then in the back, he does showcase some previous work that Malev has done for DC. And I have like this one. This is part of this Clayface run that he did. And then I found an old Deodato Jr. book he had done. And this was interesting because this actually looks a little bit different than his style does now. It seems like he uses more of a shadow, positive and negative space and all that. But here it's very bright. And this is one that I'll get him to sign for you guys. I have an art book coming that I want him to sign. And then I found one of the parts of the Mike Grell Green Arrow series. And this one will be signed for you all. As I've said before, the style is definitely very unique. I like it a lot. And then finally, I got my copy of Jawbreakers, and unfortunately, my copy did come damaged. There was a packaging thing that got stuck here, and he is actually working on sending me out another one. He used a third party for the packaging, and they put everything in these really weird mailers that aren't really suitable for this type of book. So, but anyone who has an issue with their book, he is giving them a replacement, and he said he has enough of them that it's not like a personal loss for him. If I remember, I think this campaign, I could be wrong, I don't want to misspeak. I know it made a ton of money. It either made $500,000 or like $250,000, but I can't recall. There's his signature there. Richard C. Meyer, he's the writer. And it's pretty much like I don't know if they're like army based or an offshoot or something like that, but they're pretty much like, I want to say like a Black Ops sort of group, and they're just taking on an odd giant gorilla, as you'll see here. And he had done work previously with these characters, and that is collected in here as well. Let me just show you. So yeah, here's the giant gorilla, and just about them bringing down this thread. So I don't want to spoil too much for you, but it is not available. You can't purchase this right now. It's not in demand anymore. But I think he's working on getting it cut up and printed into smaller books, but I think that's further down the line, because like I said, these just got fulfilled, so he's still working on this current project. So, but, and then it has its this is his, they have a remastered version of his first attempt with these characters here, but and they remastered it. I don't know if I just said that or not. But so this was when he personally drew it, and then he had assists by these other people here. So this is like a polished version of his earlier work. So and then it has a another story in the back too. Book 2 right here. And this is by, I'm blanking now. Let's see in the back. Kelsey Shannon. So we see some heavier inking here. Looks a lot more traditional. Richard often talks about how much he enjoyed like the 90s era in comics. So it definitely evokes that for me. But that's it for now. So make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you thought. Check out the digital copy of the Bull #1. A link below. It's just $3. I'll email it right to you pretty much immediately. And yeah, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. We're trying to hit at least 1,000 subscribers so I can mail one of you out all this cool stuff I'm going to get signed, and stuff I have already gotten signed at previous cons. But you all have a super slumber. Thanks. Bye.